our community recently. Assassination City recently lost a skater who is going in for a routine ankle operation to repair a broken ankle.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen.
Hello.
Alongside No Big Deal, I am Star Spangled Hammer, and we are about to get underway here with another fantastic bout at Brouhaha 2015 here on the Derby Laces Track 2. We've got number 7 Minnesota going up against number 14 arch rival. This should be a wild one.
This should be. I am a longtime fan of Arch Rival. I haven't seen much of them lately, but I'm excited. They had a big win over Ohio earlier. That was yesterday, and I'm excited to see what they can do against Minnesota. Two really strong Midwest teams.
Yep, both teams coming into today's action flawless in Brouhaha play. Both teams 2-0 this weekend. Minnesota with wins over Ohio, 284-80. A loss to Gotham yesterday.
I was going to say, but a good fight. Any points on the board to Gotham is always good.
So we're about to get underway here. And then on the line first for St. Louis, that is going to be Brickyard on the notorious RED Jammer line. And it looks like Shiver Me Kimbers is going to start the game off for Minnesota.
Shiver Me Kimber is kind of handing the jammer off to her team while she struggles up front with a strong arch rival pack. A wall of pink. Brickyard sneaking through, and she gets around the outside to be your lead jammer.
Now, both of these teams have played Ohio this weekend, and arch rival actually with the better differential. So it'll be interesting to see if that plays out during this game.
Well, either way, I think that it will be a little bit of a nail biter. Arch rival getting recycled back. Looking for some points. Looks like a little bit of a star pass. Who grabbed the star? And Brickyard calls it off.
Yeah, the en vogue strategy of the day, take that star off, hoping that no one notices. Interesting tactic.
Looks like Arch Rival first to draw blood, 4-0.
Emily Reinhardt taking a seat in the Potawatomi Hotel and Casino penalty box.
It's a mouthful, isn't it? All weekend, I'm like, how many more words do I have to say to just say she went to the penalty box?
Yeah, actually, both teams have lost a blocker, so 3-on-3 pack. Harmony Killebrews out there for St. Louis, and that is Jacked Pipes out there for Minnesota.
Harmony Killebrews has been skating for a long time. Solid skater.
Harmony Killebrews actually a recent transfer from Minnesota to arch rival.
Right. Oh, a little bit of an apex jump. So, all right, Arch gets 2. Minnesota gets 4 with that apex jump. Probably a little mixed emotions playing against your old team. And they know all your tricks. That's always nerve-wracking.
But at the same time, she knows all their blockers. So.
Exactly. She's not afraid, or maybe she's extra afraid. You never know.
So on the line now for St. Louis, that's Brick Tater, recent transfer from L.A., from the Bay Area Derby Dolls.
Against Fanny Tanner, and she will be your lead jammer for Minnesota. Oh, and Brick Tater heading to the penalty box.
Arch Rival has played pretty clean this weekend. Their win over Steel City yesterday, they only had 5 jammer penalties.
Oh, wow.
One here early for Brick Tater.
Whew. And out of play, and Minnesota will be your lead jammer.
So an early opportunity here for Minnesota to put some big points on the board. Nice force out there by Kayla Sieber.
That wall of pink.
It's Kayla Sieber, Jamheiser-Busch, and Emily Reinhardt out there right now.
Giving her a hard time, pushing her out of bounds, and recycling her back a little bit. Oh, no, they let her inch all the way back. So meanwhile, Brick Tater flies out, a little bit unnoticed.
Really nice penalty kill there by Arch Rival.
13-6.
I fully expect this to be a back and forth affair.
I think so. Looking good. We've got Jack Pipes again, already back on the line with Swanson for arch rival. Both eyeing up the pack, trying to see where they can get a little bit of an edge in. Jack Pipes trying to shimmy to the inside. Oh no, taking down a blocker. She will be going to the Potawatomi Hotel and Casino penalty box, leaving Swanson for a sock it to me power jam. But she's going to contend with those Minnesota blockers who are just barely moving forward. Maybe a little help from her friends here so she can capitalize on this. Oh, but Minnesota says, I don't really think we're going to let you in.
I was mentioning earlier how ARG only had 5 jammer penalties in their previous matchup. Minnesota had 13 against Ohio.
Oh, well, it's hard to get points when you're sitting in the penalty box.
That it is.
Swanson finally threw it to be her lead jammer as Jack Pipes tries to get through on an edge, but her skates say no. Swanson gets through and gets all of her points. And there is a star pass. Swanson still skating for arch rival. Another 3 points for Arch. And there you go. Lead change, everybody. If you're playing a drinking game at home, now's the time.
I imagine there's a viewing party in St. Louis right now. They might want to have an EMT on hand.
A lot of lead changes. That's what I expect.
So on the notorious RED jammer line, that's Mighty Mighty Boston for St. Louis, going up against Gertrude Stein for Minnesota.
Both jammers looking fierce, giving each other the eye. Oh, and a little help from her friends, and that's Mighty Mighty Boston, and she's through, and your lead jammer for arch rival. I see a disappearing star on Minnesota. Who's got it? Where did it go?
Yeah, Sampson has it up front.
And the pivot is putting it on now. But Mighty Mighty Boston gets all her points and calls it off. Was that 5 big points? Was that a Rydell Grand Slam?
It sure was.
All right.
So a very smart call off there by Boston as a lone blocker stands in the Potawatomi Hotel and Casino penalty box. And it's going to be Brickyard back on the line for St. Louis, going up against number 9, Secondhand Smoke for Minnesota.
Both teams trying out a lot of jammers to get it going. Probably trying to test who has the best strategy to get through these tight packs. These fierce and angry packs, and arch rival again getting lead jammer status for Brickyard.
This is actually going to be a Sakatumi power jam as there was a forearm call on Secondhand Smoke.
That is not what Minnesota needs right now.
Well, I'll tell you what, even more concerning is we're not even 8 minutes into this game, and Secondhand Smoke already has 4 penalties.
Oh my gosh. That sounds like some of my old games.
Meanwhile, Brickyard with a Rydell Grand Slam.
Doing great. Rydell skates, unmatched quality, unmatched performance. Oh, big hit. She stays in and calls it off for Brickyard.
Brickyard 4 more points. That's a 9-point jam for St. Louis.
28-13. A lot to contend with on that jam. Taking a hit, twirling, calling it off. All the things that a jammer does.
3-on-2 pack advantage in favor of St. Louis as Harmony Killer Brews takes the line for St. Louis up against, that's Fanny Tanner, number 2 for Minnesota.
Looks
Harmony
like
Killer Brews does get lead jammer but gets forced out.
taken all the way back. She's going to try it again. Her former teammates. Oh, and she will get a track cut. I could see it from here.
So tried to make something out of nothing, and it backfired as a track cut call on Harmony Killebrews, and now a Sakatumi Power Jam here for Minnesota.
Fanny Tanner only having to get through 2. They're not making it easy, but she's pushing, hoping to get, and she gets through.
So big opportunity here with over a minute left in this jam.
Trying to make the most of it, but it looks like Harmony Killebrews is standing and will be on the track. Oh no, rotating action here in the penalty box as Fanny Tanner will go to the penalty box as Harmony is making her way through the pack. Now she's on a Sakatumi Power Jam.
4-on-3 pack advantage in favor of Minnesota right now.
I actually just bought some Sakatumi socks, and they're adorable. Harmony says, come on, guys, remember me? But she makes it through another Rydell Skates Grand Slam. Oh,
my.
Just the edge of one skate, and she gets through for those points. Ladies and gentlemen, it looks like 38-27.
So
a lot of action, a lot of penalties already.
So far, the name of the game, the forearm.
Yeah.
I mean, that was what, 3 in a row there?
I got to say that this whole tournament, I've noticed that forearms are being called really strictly.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of forearms and a lot of multiplayer blocks. Those have been the big ones that the refs have really been watching for this weekend.
I don't know. In my opinion, and because I have a microphone on, you're going to get it. I find that the forearms are maybe a little too strict. A little too strictly called. But I'll take it up with JC Chaotic later.
So a little bit of information for you. The next Brouhaha 2016
Mark
will
your
be
calendars.
June 3rd through 5th. So put it on your calendars. Get your travel plans ready. And I'll tell you what, if you've got a team that wants to be here, you better let
get
them
it together.
know.
It fills up fast. Find who you want to play. What is that mascot? Is that actually the state of Minnesota, or is it like a squashed book?
Yes, that is Minnesota Nice, the mascot of the Minnesota Roller Girls, and that is in fact the shape of Minnesota.
I would argue that that's creepier than it is nice. No love lost for you, Minnesota. Oh, big hit.
Oh, Brick
Oh my
Tater
gosh.
just stays in bounds.
That was amazing.
Wow.
She's on a Sakatumi Power Jam, and she is through.
Wow, she is like a lightning bolt
She's your
right
lead
now.
jammer, and she is getting points. Very impressive for Brick Tater.
Oh, so good at changing direction while keep maintaining her speed.
That was amazing. She's got speed behind her on this one, which is hard to do in the current state of roller derby, to get some speed.
Well, she's so strong, too. You have really got to get a solid hit on her to even remotely move her.
So when cross-training is really helping out.
Yeah. Ooh, spin around as she got hit.
Big hit to the outside. She gets recycled back. She's not worried because she knows that Minnesota's still on their initial pass while she is racking up the points right now.
Yeah, meanwhile, we have a
Minnesota
star pass.
Was a star pass. Looks like we're taking it to 57 for our rival with Minnesota's 27. I'm sorry, 56. 27, my old roller derby number.
So here early, our rival making a statement. Minnesota a little bit on their heels.
Yeah.
battling some tough jammer penalties.
They're going to have to lock down their defense a little bit or make some room for their jammers to start scoring some more points. Probably a little bit of both. They did it there. We've got Jack Pipes with your lead jammer.
Annie Swanson
Looking
out
good.
there still trying to work her way through the pack.
Jack Pipe trying each side. Can I get my shoulder here? How about here? Trying to spread them out a little bit. Getting folded in half there.
Sometimes you feel like Monty Hall on Let's Make a Deal. You're like, do I want this door or this door?
I'll do whatever works to get me through this terrible situation.
She's probably showing my age a little bit there.
Maybe a little bit. I wasn't going to say anything.
What's that say about you, though? You got it.
I hung out with my grandparents a lot.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Just kidding. Who do we have on the line? Shiver Me Kimbers for Minnesota.
And that's Mighty Mighty Boston for St. Louis.
A couple Minnesota players going down right away in the initial kerfuffle. Nice spin. Ooh. A nice spin only to get decked. Now that one wasn't called a forearm.
No, in fact, forearm call on a Minnesota player. But evidently that was a clean hit. Just came out of the pack and then right into Emily Reinhardt.
Surprised by that one. Shiver Me Kimber is not yet through the pack, while Mighty Mighty Boston went through on one scoring pass looking for some more points. She had a natural Rydell Skates Grand Slam.
So we have a star pass to Gertrude Stein. Mighty Mighty Boston well aware of the pass and calls that jam off before Stein is able to get around and score any points.
That looked like a big hit to the face or the neck.
Believe it or not, sometimes those big hits are clean. And evidently, I mean, the ref was right there.
You know, I'm a fan of the big hit when it's not on me.
Exactly. The fans love it, but the players don't like getting hit.
Players, not so much. Looks like we've got Fanny Tanner and Brickyard for arch rival out there. Struggling to get through. Oh, that was close. Neck and neck. Minnesota being called as your lead jammer.
So now you're going to see the players for arch rival try to get to the front of the pack and take control. Speed the pack up.
Nobody wants to be a point.
Oh, nice play by Brickyard as she put on the afterburners there to close in and force the call off. No points.
0-0. Really looked like she was going to get at least one, but she didn't pass the hips. You have to legally pass the hips of the opposing player.
It's like Chubb said in Happy Gilmore, it's all in the hips.
You know, I have to say I never saw that movie.
So next up on the Notorious RED Jammer line, it's going to be Jacked Pipes for Minnesota and Harmony Killer Brews for St. Louis. Those of you watching at home that are fans of Minnesota are probably a little weirded out hearing Harmony Killer Brews' name for arch rival.
Minnesota fans are probably finding it hard not to cheer for her. All right, Jack Pipes is your lead jammer. Sending some arch rival girls to the penalty box.
Yep, there's out of play call on Cloak and Dragger.
Jack Pipes tried to make a little bit of an apex jump, but fell to the inside and had to be recycled back, but that's okay. She found the outside line. She says, that was pretty good. I'm going to call it off.
So 5 points, a Rydell Grand Slam there for Minnesota. So I'll tell you what, this game moving on at a blistering pace. We're already down to 13-14 here in the first half.
Yeah, I can't believe it. This game is cruising.
Next up on the Notorious RED Jammer line, it's Bricktator for arch rival, and that is number 2, Fanny Tanner out there for Minnesota.
3-on-2 pack action. And Arch Rival will be your lead jammer. That's Bricktator again. Strong and fierce and really fast.
Oh, smart play
my
there by
gosh.
Arch Rival.
Nice. You gotta love those when you find the inside line and you barely get touched. Feels so
Really-
good as a jammer.
Yeah, really smart play there by Arch Rival's blockers. As soon as they saw Bricktator coming up, they immediately grabbed that lone back Minnesota blocker
They did.
and slowed her down enough.
Shiver Me Kimber's on the line, the notorious RED jammer line with Swanson for Arch Rival. Notorious RED, you can smell clean even if you play dirty. You can get it here at Brouhaha, but you guys can't because you're probably watching this at home. So you can order it online at notoriousred.com.
So Minnesota secures lead jammer here, jam number 14. So a quick 4 points there for Minnesota.
Smart call off. Minnesota really wants to just shut them down and chip away at that lead.
So what started out in the first 10 minutes or so is a pretty rough game, a lot of penalties. Things have calmed down a lot here in the second 10 minutes.
Yep.
And now we're starting to see just some really solid derby by both sides.
Agreed. They're reining it in. Looks like they're making some jammer decisions. We're seeing a lot of the same now. Mighty Mighty Boston for Arch Rival up against Jacked Pipes. Mighty Mighty Boston goes down early in the pack, but she's back up right away. Oh, Jack Pipes, one to beat, and she does it. She will be your lead jammer.
Oh, now we've got a forearm call on Mighty Mighty Boston, so a Sakatumi power jam here for Minnesota. An opportunity here for Minnesota to close that gap some.
Mighty Mighty Boston's first trip to the box. Whoa. She snuck by them like a thief in the night. Jack Pipes, all 5 points for a Rydell Skates Grand Slam. Oh, did she just get a forearm?
Yeah. Wow, another forearm.
I don't know about these forearm calls. Mighty Mighty Boston trying to make something happen. Trying each side. How do I get through the circle? Trying anything she can. It's hard when they form a circle. It is not a circle of love.
Well, it is for the teammates, not for the jammer. You know, we've been talking a lot about forearms, and I'm wondering if what we're not seeing is what I've seen a lot of jammers doing is that hook, where they'll reach around and hook on an opposing blocker and use it to spin around. And they've been calling that as a forearm, so I wonder if that's what we're not catching that the refs are.
It's possible. I know the refs are doing their job and doing it well. They are amazing, and they work hard. They're here all weekend. Obviously, we're all volunteers. Refs always the unsung heroes. There's almost more refs, well, if you count NSOs, more refs and NSOs per game than players. That's a lot to crew, considering how many games are there a day? Like 15?
At
15
least.
games a day? That's a lot. Good thing there's a quiet room where people can take naps.
Yes, there is. I'll tell you what, the staff here at Brouhaha doing a fantastic job catering to all of us.
Really become a phenomenal tournament. We've got Brickyard and Fanny Tanner out there. Brickyard trying to contend with these two Minnesota girls, and she does it. She's jamming on through.
So Minnesota now quickly taking control of the front of the pack. Smart move there. Brickyard's going to get as many points as she can. Call that jam off. Let's see. Only 1 point there
Only
for Brickyard.
1 point.
Wait, nope. Now we're seeing an update. 2 points.
Throwing the peace sign up.
2 points. 2 points. Obviously better than 1 point.
Obviously.
I think Brickyard was expecting 3 or 4 there, but only got 2.
I think she was out of bounds while passing those other people. So 74 Arch, 55 Minnesota. Looking good. Both teams looking very serious. Neither one of them wants to lose this. Ooh, Minnesota getting recycled way far back. Wow, nice spin move by Harmony Killer Bruce for Arch Rival.
That is Shiver Me Kimbers out there jamming for Minnesota, who has now gotten free of the pack on her initial pass. Calls the jam off. 3 points there by Harmony, a nice move. Swinging her hips
Very
around
nice.
the inside.
Conflicted emotion for Minnesota fans.
Yeah, Minnesota kind of giving Harmony the golf clap there.
Like, okay, you're still good. Traitor.
So it's going to be Gertrude Stein now on the notorious RED jammer line going up against Bricktator for St. Louis.
Bricktator and Brickyard.
Potawatomi Hotel and Casino penalty box currently empty, so 4-on-4 pack.
All right. Bricktator, lead jammer for Arch. Wow. Yeah, secondhand smoke, 6 penalties already going to the penalty box. She's going to have to rein it in if she hopes to stay in this game.
Well, that could be a serious issue to Minnesota later on, as they have used her as a nice change-up jammer.
That's true.
Periodically, and if she's not available, they might be in trouble later on.
Swanson back in the line for Arch Rival and Jacked Pipes for Minnesota. Both of them seeing a lot of action and doing quite well. Jacked Pipes already has 27 points for this game. Swanson 10. Both looking great. Each one of these points rather hard won. Just over 5 minutes left in this game. I mean, in this half of the game.
I'll tell you what, this first half has just flown by.
It's really intense, yeah.
And once again, Arch Rival with lead jam, Annie Swanson.
Looking for points as Minnesota keeps getting recycled to the back by this wall of pink. A little bit of a, Star is in hand. Meanwhile, Swanson getting her points. Coming through for some more.
Jam called off by Annie Swanson, and
Jammer Star never went back on.
yeah, it almost seems like Jack Pipes just never got close enough to the pack and didn't even bother putting it back on.
Minnesota still at 55. Arch Rival inching toward 100.
Official review out there right now.
Official review, big hugs on the track with Arch Rival. I don't know. Both teams are going to have a lot to talk about in the locker room. Right now, I'm going to just talk to you about some of our sponsors. What do you think?
Do it.
We are here on Derby Laces. Track 2. Say goodbye to Untied Skate Laces. Wow. Well, maybe they need some merch. Maybe they should get some Brouhaha t-shirts. They have them here. But say goodbye to Untied Skate Laces. Derby Laces stay tied tight where you want them, and you can get yours at derbylaces.com. I don't know if you're into this, but you could try the new Spark Metallic, because who doesn't love some super strong and super shiny laces?
Looks like we have some competition here.
Yeah, we really do. Battle of the Bellies happening.